Hey guys, Cosmos here from Dolly Games, and here we continue with our progress videos. I'm about to level to level 72, so we're gonna do that together and then do a bunch of dailies as well as whatever interesting things we can find. So first up, let's level up. I did the loop quests and I did one round of Blitz. I have 185 stamina, so we're gonna go back to Blitz. And this one I did the 30 attempts, so we're gonna go to this one, blitz it full, and it's just tiny bit before the level up, but I don't want to use the last bit of stamina. So what we're gonna do instead is we're gonna do something like Erebus. I'm gonna do auto challenge, maximum attempts, blitz it, and that should do it. There it is. Level 72, awesome. Let's see, what is this message? Oh, these are these things, so let's get rid of the ranking rewards first up. Get some title, get some Clash of Might, Arena, VIP Raiders, and turrets. Retrieval for stuff missed, and check-in. That's the number one thing for logging in, is to collect rewards and check-in. So that's pretty important. And also sometimes I forget to click the collect button. Don't forget that, because that's pretty important to collect these rewards as well. So this is the last day of the month. Of course, next one is gonna start a new one, which is good, and then more rewards will be on the way. So level 72 done. Let's activate the Astral after a couple of clicks. Here we go. Level 72 Astral. Of course, on this range from 71 to 80, there is no new feature being opened, at least at the game stage that it is now. So we're gonna get 100 physical attack for that, which is not awesome for this level, but it's fine. Every little bit adds up, as I usually say. 32 battle rating from that. So next thing I wanna do together with you guys, the promotion. It's flashing for a bunch of time now, so it was requiring 5.8 million. I got 5.98 million because I wanted to do the promotion with you guys. So we're gonna unlock that and become 5 stars, 5-star Duke, and the next one will be General, which is really cool. That's 6.5 million prestige, and I'm not entirely too far away from it, but still some work definitely needs to be done. So with the promotion done and the level up, let's get the little helper to start working on stuff while we run over and do the campaign. So we're gonna stop whatever she was doing, and I like to start always with garden. And the tip I have for garden is not to just switch it on, but to switch it on and off and on and off a couple of times. That way she can do the basically all the seed collection. See, now the second time I switched her on, she did the planting. She always does the friendliness stuff, but not always the planting. So the second time I switch it on, it does the planting, and then I switch it off again. The third time she'll do the watering. Yep, there it is. So now I know the farm is in a good state. So but you can always just double check by doing it again, off and on, and then normally it should get stuck on in progress, because that's when she has nothing else to do. But that's the fastest way to get the garden ready. And then you can do, and then what I usually do is I just select all and let her do everything, because in arena now most of the time, like 98% chance that I win all the battles, so I don't care anymore to go do it manually. And loop quests, I always get them done, so that's why this is on. Worm, I always switch it off just in case, because I want to send out the worm whenever I want, as I want it, and also assign the escort as I want it. So, and then we're gonna get her started. She can start with all the tasks, and she will probably get stuck. That's something I don't know if everyone has noticed, but the little helper does get stuck often, so often I reset her. So now that that's done, I'm gonna just make sure I got multi-shot on me, which I don't because I was prepared for gauntlet with the shadow strike. So I'm gonna switch back to multi-shot for area damage because that's better for me for doing campaigns fast. And let's go talk to Tidebringer because we unlocked the next campaigns, which we can do. So we're gonna head over to Oblivion Keep so we can conquer it, and it should go relatively, not even relatively, it should go super fast because I'm seriously overpowered for these campaigns. So apart from the loading, which is because I cleaned my cache on the computer, so now it has to re-download all the images and whatever, and they should die in one hit just like the previous time. So it's gonna be super fast to get the complaints covered. So these are Nefarious Mage, 144k life, not much at all. Warlock Mage class also dies super fast. You can collect with the mouse the gold, or remember you can always click on space. Space is a shortcut for collecting all the gold. And we got the Lost Dwarf, and he's got 500,000 life, but that's not gonna help him. He is still gonna go down just from the artifact, not even from any hero attacks. You also notice already the Arcane Hunter is there, stable in the party, like I presented in previous videos. Okay, and then we're gonna do the Furnace Cave also quickly, because it's easy. Usually 2 campaigns unlock when you level up. I don't know if that's a rule for always 2 campaigns, but so far it's been 2. Here we got Club Wielding Giants, also 147k warrior class. They go down super fast. Even for weaker parties than mine, the campaigns I think are easy, so it's not a major issue. We got Treasure Hunter, Hunter class, 147k, in the Club Wielding Giant Warrior class, also 140k. Next is the boss, and then we're done with this too, which will also allow me to blitz higher level campaigns. I think that's the more important one. Bureau the Cave Dweller. A cool looking monster guy. I like the design. Warrior class, 600, almost 600k life. Skewer Skull skill. He survived the artifact attack, but of course then comes the mains attack, which is way too strong for him. So we got this done. Good. We're gonna report back to Hashron the Beholder, take some golden experience, and then we're good to go. The blitzing for the side quests I will do later because I used up all the stamina, so those will happen naturally when I blitz back the campaign, so that's not critical to do right now. So we're gonna go ahead and do all the other stuff also, so you guys can see what state are all my different things at. Zodiac, I blitzed 19 now. Let's have a look actually which one was the last. Maybe with the blessings we can see. I've unlocked the blessings up to here, but surprisingly the first 3 I like a lot anyways, because the first one is giving increase all units damage in the field by 8%. That's awesome. Second one is giving decrease all units receive damage by 8%, which is awesome as well. And the third one, increase all units attack, defense, and agility by 6%. Pretty good. After that comes endurance, which I don't like at all. And then comes increase all units hit by 8%, but you can easily fix hit with gems if you think you don't have enough hit, so I wouldn't waste a blessing on that. And then increase all units crit, same thing, can be fixed with the gems, so again it's not better than the first 3. Increase all units crit damage in the field by 30%. that can be very interesting, because when you do crit, normally it's 1.5 times the damage, and this actually increased the damage by 30%. But which one should I possibly sacrifice? I don't want to lose 8% damage. I don't want to lose reducing damage received by 8%. So the only other one is perhaps the 6% attack, defense, and agility. But that's also pretty cool, because not only it is increasing my attack permanently, not only during the case of crits, but also defense and agility. So actually, from the ones that I have, I'm still using the three lower ones, and I don't know when I will switch, because even the ones which are grayed out decrease enemies healing effect, not really big deal. Unlock a special effect which increases the success rate of the angel attacks, totally useless actually. Mark the unit with the highest attack and increase targets received damage by 20%. That could be interesting, but that basically increases the damage of the strongest damage dealer, the damage received of the enemy's strongest damage dealer, which is a very interesting thing, then, because if you kill off the damage dealer, then he doesn't have anybody to kill you with. So that's a good one. That's something I could consider switching with a Gemini's blessing, for example. And then we got add 25% more rage to angel. Don't really care. Reduce to, because angel is very irrelevant on high level battles. They don't really hurt too much compared to the enemy heroes. And then the last one, reduce 2 random enemy units rage by 25 when battle starts. Again, I don't like it. So we can try to do nightmare, but basically I have the blessings that I have, so I'm just gonna blitz the ones I have for now, because I also need to get stronger to defeat the higher levels. So that's as far as Zodiac goes. With Spire, I always buy 2 attempts for 30 and 40 diamonds, because that's not a huge amount. And with the fairies, with the recent changes in the fairies where you can feed them with the vitamins, then that helps. So for example, I go to Earthshaker, and then I do here for 30 diamonds and then for 40 diamonds. And the reason for 2 is because you also get additional bonus if you do 2 extra. So this is gonna give me these energy vitamins, so I can level up my fairies, as well as of course the other stuff. This one you can speed up as a VIP, but the Spire, sometimes people tell me in comments or chat messages, the Spire you actually cannot speed up. You have to pay for speeding up the Spire. So usually I don't do that, because it's not a problem for me to wait 30 minutes. I actually don't wait for it. I switch it on, and then I log out, and then later if I log in, it's done basically. Then we got Raiders, where the little helper is working, no problem. There the little helper will do. The garden should be cleaned up now, but let's have a look. I recently unlocked the last slot over here, or I thought she didn't do the planting, but I saw she did the planting, so it was just loading. I recently unlocked this slot right here, but I didn't upgrade the land. So you see here, for example, it says harvest to reap war soul 3494. This one, harvest to reap war soul 3206. The difference between the two is basically 300 war soul, which is not huge. So I didn't bother with it, but at some point, if I forget to plant, then I'll upgrade and plant afterwards. So that's the garden tidal pool. Of course, there it's good to have the benefit to open up more fish, which is here the common bait free. So we're gonna switch that on to call the fish, and that you can get from the benefits for 500 for 10 days. So I think that's a good deal if you got diamonds to spend. So we're gonna get the little helper to redo the fishing, and while she does the fishing, I'm gonna pop on over to Raiders, which got free from her. And you see she left this stuff undone, So that's why I say you cannot really trust her. So what I usually do is I go to the most right and then I pick the next weaker one. So here it's 600,000 guy has 51 of these shards. We're gonna help reduce his amount. There are sometimes people who have like 400 shards. I have no idea how they managed to get so many, because somebody said it's because they stopped playing or something. But if you stopped playing, then you wouldn't have, you wouldn't be doing exploration. So I have no idea how they managed to get like 400 of these shards. I'm barely staying basically alive with them. I have 25 here. And this is me, who basically on our server only few people can defeat. So and I only have like maximum 25 there. So no idea how much weaker people can have so many. So we're gonna come over here, like here, 375. Somebody who has 439,000 battle rating. I have no idea why he wasn't robbed. So I'm gonna take a bunch from him. I also advise you guys to go always to the most right, although things get stronger, but inside can always be a weaker person. So try to steal from somebody who has a ton, rather than stealing from somebody who has a 1 or 2, because that's not super nice. So Raider's done, good stuff. And Little Helper did all the other stuff. So we're gonna set her again, and then she will just pass by all these things because they're already done, and she will stop at Raiders, which is correct. So when those syntheses finish, she will pick them up, hopefully. We're gonna do Clash of Might. Over here I leave the top 3 as they are. I don't really want to disturb them. So as long as I can get my 10 wins, and normally I can. So for example, we're gonna take Fella, and it should be victory. So then it's pretty easy for me to get 10 victories in a row nowadays. And I know that if I climb higher, there's a bit more rewards, but I leave that to the people because I don't need a little bit more rewards. They can use that better than me. And this one goes fast if you have VIP. If you don't, then you can do 3 battles, and then you have to wait 10 minutes to do 3 more. Or was it 15 minutes? It's either 10 or 15 minutes, which again is not a huge deal, because I also tried on my alt, and basically what you do is, first thing when you log in, you do Arena and Clash of Might. In Arena you do 2 battles, in Clash of Might you do 3 battles, and then you do other stuff, and the time flies really fast. So if you do a couple of other things, 10-15 minutes are gone, and you can again do Arena and Clash of Might. So it's not a huge issue, but of course if you can get your hands on VIP, then it makes it easier. It's just a comfort element. So with that done, we go to element Smelting, and here I have a lot of time still to get through all these rare flaming stones, and every time I'm using 2. And there are 5 per day that I can do that, and I get 10 of awakening stones for each go. So that's 50 awakening stones per day for me from all this stuff that I have gathered over time before I became level 70. And it's gonna take a long time. Oh, it's finished. Okay, and it's gonna take a long time until I get through 200 plus of these. So awakening stones are adding up, and that's important. I'm gonna pop on over also to the divine realm. Over here I pop by and see for the worm race if there is any epic or better quality worm, and then I pop into the room. But a lot of times I see people lock them, so then you can't do it. Sometimes I create a team if I have time, but usually I don't, so I pop in, have a look if there is one I can join already, and if I can't, it's not a huge issue because the income from that is about 4 million gold, and that's not massive compared to my earnings to Gauntlet. So for me, Gauntlet is the #1 priority, so I don't really care about that so much. Also for the Clash of Mind on the cross server level, I'm at around 300 something rank, and at this point I reached, I think, my max, because I've tried beating these guys and I cannot. I have 1.7 million battle rating. They are 2.2, 2.3, but for whatever reason they are stronger, and that's a gap that I need to breach first. And they usually have 2-3 already established damage dealers, which I don't have, and I think that's where the difference comes from. Also, my narrated dies really fast, so basically I actually won that, so that must have been a lucky draw. So also my narrator is not fully established, so I have still a lot of work to do, but it's still interesting for me to see that I got to something like 300 rank on cross server level, because there are some really strong monsters over here. But anyways, like in Clash of Mind on the local server, I don't stress at all too much about it. If I win or lose, almost I don't care, because either way you get rewards. It's just if you win, of course, you get a bit more. If you lose, you get a bit less. But for me, I think the most important is, and that's what also I suggest, is just to make sure you do your 10 attempts, because then you get at least a bunch of rewards. So that's good, and I don't really care, like I said, about winning. But what I do sometimes for education reasons, to get to know the game better, is I go back and I watch the logs. So for example, in that case, so I lost most of them, and to Molochs I usually lost before. I remember him because I fought him before as well in this Clash of Mind. But I would go back and probably watch this battle, but let's maybe do that right now and see how in the world did I manage to beat him. Maybe it was always very close with him having an advantage, and maybe I got a couple of lucky draws in things like the shield or something like that. So let's have a look. He's got the Spirit Soul Totem. I'm going with Fire, who is boosting my damage dealers. Oh, I got lucky there with the stun, I think. So I stunned his main character as well as his panda. So that was good. And I might have gotten lucky also by the stun of the Arcane Spirit. There is my Light Envoy boost, followed by my main character multi-shot. So yeah, it totally devastated him, and it started with a good stun right at the beginning, stopping his main character. His party now is fully devastated. His main character is strong, but he is now alone. And the formation favors me as well, because his Spirit Soul Totem is basically taking rage from my Mountain God. That totally doesn't damage me at all. Mountain God, he will need, I think, 50 rage to cast his skill, and even if he doesn't cast his skill, I'm totally fine with that. So the formation favors me, the stun favored me. There goes the Arcane Spirit. His main is awake now, gets a heal, but he hasn't even started yet. So there goes my main, hits him and stuns him, probably by the tier ring. Tier ring has a 24% chance to stun anyone that you hit. So that is the second luck that sort of happened, which is good. His Dark Paladin is still alive, because he's sort of a tanky character, but in the back row, which is a little bit weird. My party is in full health, which is good. There is the Aegis Shield, Aquarius Aegis. But yeah, the most important here was to disable his main. And there it goes, the main goes down. Resurrect, but that's already a big sign of, you know, it's a chain reaction that you hardly recover from. Takes out Narrator, who is one of the weakest hero in my party. Again he is stunned. Beautiful. There comes another Moldishant taking down the Dark Paladin. Resurrects. Another shield activation for me. Good stuff. And he's fully cleaned up. So very nice battle for me. So it's important to put this much stun. There goes another stun. Beautiful. So it's important to get also as much stun chance as possible to all your heroes, because you see how wonderfully they can work. Of course it will not happen always. Like I told you, most battles against him I lost, but it can happen, and just only because of that I was able to win, which is great.